Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage, all got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is, where the heart's uncovered, where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. What them tries to kill you, but with faith you recover. Yeah, peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal, breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe, so down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to reflect on all the Jews like Tortoise. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing, and watch it all rise. The righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring, because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen, hey. Yeah. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental, how clean is a whistle. Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Snaring this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt of disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.
Peace, everyone. I am Universe Badger. We have Moon Tortoise in the house, plus the Boo Bear, and then we have DDH the Bubble.
Yeah, we don't have a name.
You don't have a name.
What was your name? I don't remember. Either we had one, but we forgot.
I don't remember it either. So welcome to the People's Podcast, the ears that will listen where your opinion matters. Tonight's episode is called I Brought You Into This World, ... We're diving into one of life's hardest lessons, learning how to let go. When the ones who brought us here begin in the beginning, their own transition home. It's called the circle of life. Love, life, grief, and acceptance. We often hear the words, I brought you into this world, yet rarely do we speak on what that means to help the same parent leave this world with peace. So tonight, We are inviting you to listen with an open heart and maybe find a little healing in this process. This episode is brought to you by Shimmerwood CBD Seltzers, your calm in the chaos. Take a sip, breathe deep, and settle in. Use our promo code The People to get your 30% off the next order. And this one is a time for Moon Tortoise to let us know how beautiful Tom Schul was and how that was. So this is a very daring one and very important to me. And enjoy everyone with an open heart. How do you prepare yourself to say goodbye to the person who gave you life? Moon Tortoise.
You gonna start me with that question? Oh, let's see. I think that's a big answer. It's gonna really entail a lot of how your experience is with your family, and whoever it is who's doing that. And everyone's gonna process it in their own way. And for me, it was something I was actually processing a long time. I have a few people who are close to me who give me moral support anymore, and I don't know. I kind of watched a steady decline happening, and I watched many reasons why. And gosh, I don't know. My mom's passing was so violent, and I hurt myself really bad almost immediately after, and almost I really went off the deep end. It was horrible. And this was totally different. So I guess what I was preparing for was for what happened. And yeah, I'll leave it at that because I don't like to exposition dump everything right away. Well, thank you, Jack.
How important is it to let the world know who Tom Schul is now? What?
He was a pretty interesting guy, right? He was incredible. Well, I mean, I'm sitting behind his instrument. It's pretty cool. It's a harpsichord that he built in 1995. It's an Italian single. I just tuned it. I guess I could sit there. Here's a picture of the harpsichord actually with Joey, a very young, my brother, energy hamster, if you will. And people are asking me how I'm dealing with my dad's death. I'm actually doing very well, as I will explain later. I guess in terms of how you can do with that. The problem I have with it is that a wealth, hundreds and hundreds of years of knowledge of early music and Baroque period culture and music actually passed. It's just, you can't, it's inaccessible anymore. It went with him. And it's a huge loss to the world. And I guess I've been pinballing around in my head, like, why wouldn't you put it out there before? And I actually have been sharing. I've been digging through records. And it was so hard living with Dad a lot of the time because he did not make it easy. He had a lot of issues going on upstairs that really just made it hard for him to get out there and put his name out there. And especially with the advent of modern technology, it just didn't click with him. So he couldn't get it out there very well. And it's a damn shame because, like, I'm seeing lectures. He should have been on stage doing lectures, but this ties into his health and his rapid decline and mental health and PTSD and why I do the podcast in the first place anyway. So it's really sad. He was a very important man to the craft, to what he did. And he didn't. It's so hard for me to answer. I'm sorry. It's just hard for him. It's hard. Thank you, Janet. Hi, Janet. Hi. So yeah, it was a huge loss to the historical community, to the arts community, the music community. And I'm hoping I can actually push forward and make what he did known posthumously at least. Liz, highly glad you're talking about this. Thank you, Liz. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Thank you, Badger, for hard barely describes how stubborn Dad was. Joey said, yes, we can do a comment show too. How was he, Harry?
Oh man, just trying to clean that house. He was fighting us tooth and nail. Like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I remember when I first, not physically met Dad, but like through the video phone-ish thing. And to see the transition of, he became more comfortable talking to me and just saying the random dirty stuff that he normally would say. And at first it wasn't like that. At first he was just like very nice and yet an ass at the same time, but it wasn't really rude. It was kind of like, how dare you waste, like, you're talking to me in my time. And it was like, it was very liberating once I found out how distinguished of a person that really was. I was graced to be able to say I met. I didn't realize how many hands he shook and helped become who they are today. And how diverse he is and how traveled in what he knows.
Oh my God, Kimberly, you missed the best part. I remember being little, and we used to, if you guys, anybody in Port Huron, the feed building, which is by the drive-through party store, the Aggery, it's a big red brick building. My earliest memories being a young kid were he had his workshop up in the top floor there. And it was enormous. I mean, maybe I was really tiny, but I was an explorer. But he had all these instruments there, and the earliest memories were people coming in to get his instruments, to buy his instruments, and him working with me, and us hanging out and eating snacks around the heater. And they were from Germany. He was speaking German with them, and they used to come from England. And I was asking him what all these funny accents were. He's like, "Oh, that's Kerry. He's from Australia." Give a clavichord, and I'm like, what's going on here? Yeah, that's how I grew up. So I was riding my tricycle, and they're dodging all these people coming from overseas. My dad he used to boast about he's got a sold instrument, and someone's has one on every continent except Antarctica. And that's damn true. Joey says he misses him well. Wouldn't have him any other way than difficult. Yeah, it sucks when he's gone. You miss all the anger and frustration and. Oh.
I didn't know what a lot of things meant. Those little puns that people say all the time, that your dad just knew what everything meant. Like, do you know what that means? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, this is what it really is. And I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're using it all wrong.
Yeah, no, he was how'd you describe him? Would you say a prick?
Oh, bit of an asshole.
Yeah. Joey? Negatives? I know you're out there, energy hamster. Yeah. And when you say
way though, he wasn't just an arrogant ass. He was actually like, it made sense though why he was the way he was.
He was at least willing to share his intelligence with you.
Extremely. And if you didn't listen correctly,
he was willing to teach me, including judo in those last couple of years, which was terrifying. Every time he tried to teach me a move, I'm like, "You're gonna kill us both."
Oh shit! He was showing you. Oh man, he was excited because Harry's over 6 feet tall, which means he got to practice hip throws. We were having an argument about faith. He proceeded to tell me I was smarter than the average bear, but I wasn't smarter than him. Yeah, that prick. I love the prick. I do. I miss him.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't really like an asshole thing. It was almost like, if you're gonna bother me in my time, I'm going to speak to you the way I want to.
Yeah, he's just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, he was. Well, he was straight up unless you were really asking him something personal. See, my dad was
Oh yeah.
okay. Let's start the mental health segment. No, I want to do a funny segment first. No, mental health. We'll start. He was closed off to me. Like it was something about that. He was damn good at harpsichords, go karts, judo, and cutting meat. Apparently, though I wasn't part of that. He used to cut hanging beef in the store. He made his first harpsichord on the bandsaw they used to cut meat. Shit, Anyway, he was really good at those things, but being a functional human in society with a lot of things, it was not a strong suit. It just wasn't. It's just funny the way that works out. So, yeah, and then I'll come up with the funny part is when you said he was dirty. Nothing prepares you for going through a parent's search history. Okay, don't leave.
After I got to see him a couple more times, then he would talk about my breast, but it wasn't often, and it wasn't the first conversation. It was eventually. What are you talking to me for? You're gonna show me your breast? No, I'm not. Well, then why are you talking to me? Okay. So I mean, it was eventually, but I did get "I love you." I did get "I love you" every now and then.
He showed love like that. He was a product of his time. I don't think he actually. He probably would have appreciated it, but I don't think he expected it. But that was Dad. Anyway, I looked through his search history. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm terrified." I'm nothing crazy. Classic old dude. That was awesome. But that's something you can't prepare for. And I will lead fellatio of fish. Yeah, he loved fillet of fishes from McDonald's, and he would go, Henry, even with the delirium state in the hospital bed, he looked at me. He's like, "I think fellatio of fish. I think a fellatio of fish." And I'm like, the nurse is like, "What is he saying to you?" I'm like, he wants a McDonald's fish sandwich. I guess put the kids away for this one. Jesus, we're off the rails. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Dad was he was out there, man. Was he dangerous, repugnant?
Maybe a little.
Maybe a little. I don't know. Yeah, no, but not that I ever knew of. He was a protector of people and peace in public, and I'd watched him got into terrible fights with people, disrespecting women primarily.
Yeah, he was dangerous if you were dangerous.
Yeah.
And that's what I was gonna say. I can't tell you if he was okay with other people's sexuality or he wasn't, because there's a lot of comments that came across that were really like funny, but yet dry, and yet I don't know if he was being serious or genuine, or he really just, I don't know. I don't think he was. I don't know. I can't tell you. Like, I had no clue how to take him a lot of times and things he said.
Yeah, so I'm pretty cryptic about things. Dad's even worse. There's so much stuff that died with him that I don't know, that I don't understand. Like, he studied a bunch of stuff. He knew crazy amounts of stuff. He used to say he was a cesspool of useless information, and that was not. He wasn't shit. Yeah. I learned what's good. He was, and he wasn't at the same time. He used to do quite the dance with irony.
That makes sense. That makes so much sense, because I couldn't tell you, because sometimes it would seem like he was, and then other times it seems like he was totally against other people's choices. So I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you one way or another by looking at him, let alone talking to him, what he thought, honestly, because I never seen him honest. Well, he probably was always honest, but it was never serious.
No, oh yeah, okay, that was doing the mental health. So yeah, when it comes to him, he was really hard at like normal life and expressing himself is where I was going with that. And expressing himself is a big thing. Like, he was. You never met him in a time when he was big headed. Wow, you never met him when he was big headed, when he was always on stage with instruments and stuff. And he was up front, always talking about that, but still behind closed doors, it was really hard to get through to him on just where's your wallet? What's going on? And just normal everyday stuff. Like, it's just really hard to deal with him. Like,
No, she literally asked a stance on sexuality, like our sexuality, like
his stance on sexuality. I didn't answer the question before that too.
Even his own sexuality, there was no stance. You couldn't tell because he would act like he joked all the time about gayness, but yet
I had that back. No, Dad was like South Park. Dad was like South Park in a lot of ways. And no, my dad, once again, the search history thing, he was not gay at all. At all. This is hilarious that we're talking about like such personal stuff. Yes.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he definitely was not. But when it came to gay, I had a bad view of being gay growing up. So it shaped me as a person. I didn't want to come out because he worked with gay people all the time. And though he's not gay, I guess he was homophobic to the point where he was straight, where he like obviously is not going to get with men, but he's not in that club. He's not going to that club. He's going to go to the other club. So I was really mixed signals. And then honestly, when I came out, it was hilarious. It was probably the funniest thing I had to go through in my life was dealing with my dad dealing with me, and how we came together. And the no one saw the side of Dad that was Dad and I talking behind closed doors, and it was just the worst vulgarity you can possibly imagine. And we were always going right for each other's jugulars. You did, yes, Badger, you did.
About, I heard some of that, and I'm just like, is he okay?
I can't repeat it.
Is he against his sexuality? Because he would tell you to, I didn't know.
Dad would disrespect the hell out of me at certain times. Inadvertently, we got a cuckoo clock. Holy shit! And he would disrespect me at certain times, and I'd be like, I would call him out. I'd be like, no, that's boom. I'd be like, that's old guy boomer bullshit, Dad. Shut your mouth, dude. Shut your mouth. Dad loved Harry like another son. So yeah, I ended up Dad was gay for Harry. Honestly, really, no, he loved this man.
I did a lot for him, so he better. I mean, I loved him. He was the second father to me.
Harry needs a seat on this podcast. If you can send Joey the link, just send Joey the link. You should just come on, Joey. It'd be a riot.
It's in the thing. Joey's a part of our team. Go.
Oh yeah, Joe. That's right. Joey, if you want to come on, I'm not going to stop you.
What do you say?
Cute. So it was like me and Harley. Harley got drunk and threw up on himself, and Dad felt bad for him. If I did the same thing, I was an asshole. You're right, Joey. SGF Graham, I'm sorry, we're all going off irony. Hi, SGF.
For real. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't tell whether or not he was comfortable with it, because he would be nice to other people, but yet tell Henry to give him a head. Henry would say something. So
wow. No, now we just gotta say, like, suck my dick, dude. And I'd be like, fuck
yes, that's what he would say to you, and I would just like, well, I don't know.
Your impression of males talking, because technically it was like bro languages, it comes off as horrifying gay porn.
And I was like, okay.
Welcome to the funniest podcast. I thought I was going to cry more on this one. This is a riot. This is absolutely great. Tom was hilarious.
So when the child becomes the caretaker, do we ever truly feel ready for the shift?
The shift?
The shift?
Shift.
Okay.
Close. Kind of. Both.
Being a caretaker. I was Dad's caretaker towards the end. A terrible one at that. But then again, he was a terrible client.
He was.
I did my best. Oh my God. Harry did his best. Harry lost.
Oh man.
I don't think he'd be so terrible if it wasn't for the cats. I blame the cats.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the hell out of tormenting the retirement homes by bringing in his tools. He literally had a table saw, or not a table saw, a band saw and a jigsaw, And about 3 days later, Henry gets a call. How did he get this stuff here?
Yeah. Yeah, Dad's so crazy. Our lives are so crazy. We ended up putting him in this nursing home for a while, trying to get in placement a house. And he ended up with half a workshop in there, like everything he needed, and 2 instruments, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're like, this is amazing. And then the director's calling, like, what the hell is this? You need to get all of this out of here. He's building things. And when you say tormenting the nursing home, not the residents,
They actually
staff.
loved it.
Yeah.
All of them loved it. It was just the director who was like, nah, this is totally against fucking the insurance codes and shit.
What were we saying? We're like, he needs to do this to live, basically. And it's true.
Yes.
It was true.
Built harpsichords all the way up until the day that he never didn't. And he's probably still building harpsichords right now.
He wasn't that bad. He might not actually have the tools in hand, but in his head he did. And he was building them. It was incredible. He was just sitting there trying to handle everything.
I had to play along with it. I was running strings. Sometimes he was real cognizant. I was actually running like actual strings with him. I was practicing things I'm going to do when he passes and using I was using his delirium to practice what I was going to do after he passed. I was building harpsichords with him. Holy shit.
So people think that it was people think that it's natural causes, that he died of old age and natural causes. Do you want to explain that?
I think he died of not old age. He was way too young. I can't
Was he 70?
Yeah, he was wasn't even 70. I think
69?
no, he just turned 70. He died right after his birthday. He had diabetes. He had heart disease. It came on after the diabetes, because diabetes is a really progressive thing. If you don't manage it, it's just shuts organs down. I mean, so the heart disease kicked in, and then his kidneys shut down, and then the dialysis became a thing. That trifecta really is a number. It's a doozy, and he's not the only one. Actually, someone close to me is going through the same damn thing, and I'm like, this is what you're gonna do. But when I said his mental health and what was going on with him, what made it hard for him to adhere to things, adhering to dietary things and health practices and keeping up with that was very hard. But he was going, oh, here's the shit campaign. I don't like the healthcare system, and this is probably a separate podcast entirely, but not everybody in the healthcare system, let me tell you, the whole system itself was not very nice. He went to a couple doctors, so I'm not going to call it reputable. They're very widely known as not reputable, and why they're still in business, I don't know. But he really needed good health like that, and part of it was him. I'm holding him accountable for it because he couldn't keep up with it. But I just maybe with more care, more hands-on care, he could have done well. But it's hearsay to say. But I do want to talk about, he was in the hospital, and they said he was on a protein or a kidney diet, right? And it was everything on his plate was just pretty much designed to kill him. And it was all high potassium, super high potassium stuff. They weren't paying any attention. And I don't want to shit on nursing staff or anybody for that matter, because they're not paying enough, obviously. I mean, they signed up to care for people, and like teachers, I don't think we're scratching their back.
Not even necessarily that they're not paying them enough. They're overworking the shit out of
They
them.
are beating them to death. Take you, Harry. They are beating them to death. So that there's a multitude of factors of why, but really it was really hard for Dad to adhere to a lot of those things. And it just was. And seeking therapy in his generation wasn't a big thing to do, I guess. Though I tried to get him.
What was a beautiful thing that you got to do before he started going down quickly?
What's a beautiful thing I got?
To do
That you
before he
got?
started going down quickly.
Sure.
The last beautiful thing.
What about you, Harry? First, I know there's a couple things.
Well, mine are for you.
Okay, I thought you had a good one. I'll tell you the best thing I did. We had a lifetime of going to concerts where he brought us harpsichords, right? We did tunings and we rented the harpsichords out to do concerts everywhere in the United States. We went to big conventions. I was little, very little. Uh, it's in the Twisted Teen message group, Joey, Energy Hamster. It's right at the bottom. Yeah, we were always going to concerts, and it was like the best memories I ever had. You know, I learned so much, and everybody loved me, and we loved the instruments. And it was awesome. I'm full of gratitude to be able to do that. So the last thing we got to do together was the Lexington Bach Festival, which he loved. He's been doing that festival for 30 years. And it was hard physically. It was really hard for him. But it was so awesome. It was so awesome. They treated him so well. The harpsichordist, we got a bunch of footage of her playing, and we talked to everybody, and we got the damn best seats in the house like we always did. We've been up front with the symphony, and it was the perfect culmination to a lifetime of work, of up and down, of hardship and success that we had. And I there's no amount of money or nothing that can compare to how happy I am that went the way it did for him. Because wherever he is, whatever kind of matter that he is now, which ash primarily, but wherever it is beyond that, he's going to have that. That's eternal. That was such a powerful, awesome thing. I
love that. So how many of his harpsichords have been in orchestras and in concerts and whatnot?
Let me think about that, Harry. What were you saying?
Oh, I was going to say the other cool thing I thought you guys got to do was drive go-karts one more time. Might not have been on track, but you guys took them out on the roads and fucking. That's the first time you took them out on the roads.
That's absolutely right. That's why I asked you first, because I knew you'd throw something that wasn't Lexington at me. Yeah, Dad used to race. Yes, Energy Hamster.
Minus the time that he had to get rushed to the hospital, though. Minus that time from the go-kart.
Oh,
I think that's right. I forgot about that. I forgot that he had to go. What happened to him that he had to go to the hospital because of the go-karts?
Okay, damn it. All right, so years of him going, stay out of the road. You can't ride the go-karts in the road. We had these racing carts. He was a super kart. He used to race super karts. I bring the go-karts home, and I'm like, Dad, he's sick as hell. He's dying of kidney disease. I'm like, you want to ride the go-karts up and down the road? Harry's like, you should let him take them. I'm like, yeah. So we decided to go up and down the road. And he gets in the cart, and I get in the other cart, and we go up and down the road. And I keep going down the road. I look back, Dad's not there. Fuck, throw the chain. So I get out of the go-kart, and I put the chain back on it and start it back up and turn it around. And I go back, and the go-kart's in the road next to the mailbox at the end of the driveway. I'm like, uh-oh. And I pull up next to it. Dad's nowhere to be seen. There's blood all over the go-kart, all over the road. I'm like, oh, no. It's everything he was worried about when I was a kid. And I go inside, and he comes walking out, and he's like, Henry, you fell and busted my fucking head off and getting out of the go-kart. Yeah. I'm like, I told you a million times not to get in the road at the go. He gets hurt. He gets friggin' hurt. And that's the duality of son becoming child, becoming parent, caregiver. Joey.
And the sad thing is, it was from falling, getting out of the go-kart.
Yes. Yeah, not going 150 and smashing into a guardrail like he used to do.
getting out, he fell.
Yeah, I forgot that he hit his head on something when he go fucking figure.
Yeah. Either the motor or the concrete, one of the two. Which sucks too, because he was a black belt. That's the first time I've ever seen him fall on his head.
He would literally be the first person to say, "Don't do anything stupid" or do something like that. Now proceed to watch me while I do something stupid.
Hold my teeth.
Oh, yeah, accurate.
Yeah.
Do you know the
Joe.
greatest? You know the greatest memory I remember real quick. Remember
Right.
he built that whole harpsichord, and then the one piece of wood, he wasn't satisfied with that one piece of wood because it warped or something happened where it was sanded down too much and it warped, and he had to fix that one piece, and he made it look identical to the whole thing. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. Trump galore. It's a fool eye in French. I'm mispronouncing that wrong. I'd ask him, but he's.
Yeah.
It's just hiding blemishes in a good way. Actually, I thankfully I saved a bunch of videos of Dad, and I was scream crying this morning. Actually, the first time I heard his voice when I shared that video. I kept throwing Joey's name out there because he's got a bunch of good shit on Dad. So throw the next question to him for sure.
Oh, hold on one second. That's
Or
the
less.
only person that I've ever known that would be so boastivous, like if that's even a word, about being like showing that he hit a blemish. Like, can you see it? Can you see it? Anybody called, there was a spam person called, and he was like, I just fixed this, da 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 da, and I made it look like it. And he's like, every single buddy that the male person went by, and he was like, look, I fixed this, da 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 da, and I'm like, oh my God, who's he talking to? And they're like, that's the male person. It's everybody who's happened to come through. He had to show them that he fixed it. He showed me 3 times that he fixed it.
There's a word for that. It's called pompous. Pompous.
So, Joey, what's a moment that you enjoyed before and like when he started going towards the end? What's one moment that you just are glad that you got to have with him?
He said he was happy to. He was still coherent when they brought him back from the hospital, and he said he was happy to see me. Had a look of relief on his face, and that was very nice to see. And he got kind of hostile at one point, and we were trying to calm him down. And he went, "Oh no, fuck that!" And I looked over at Liz and I said, "That's the Dad I remember." Yeah, it was where the hell did Henry go?
He probably went for a cigarette.
But yeah, that was nice. The whole thing was melancholy, I guess, is the best way to put it. But yeah, I'm glad that he was. I'm glad that he was lucid when he came back, briefly.
Right.
But I'm glad.
Yeah. I was hoping to get a little more time with.
Use the word melancholy when you speak of your dad is that's a paradox in itself, honestly. To use the word melancholy.
That was a state of being for him from time to time.
Yeah.
I walked out one day and this one morning, and I just got up. He loved daytime TV. He loved Jerry Springer and Maury.
Yep.
And I hated it, and I'm so sick of it. Don't put that on, and it's like me repellent. And he wasn't watching that this morning. It was just lists of like children and missing children and obituaries, and he was crying over his tea.
Oh.
And I said, "What the hell is this? What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, all these people just missing, and just like, where's her? She's someone's kid. She's gone." And fuck, dude. Let me get some coffee. And I got, and like an hour later, he's still doing it. I'm like, Dad. He's like, I can't believe all of these people. I'm like, Dad, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. And I probably called him a pussy and started singing Alanis Morissette. But that's besides the point. He had a lot of deep empathy.
Yeah, he just hit it well.
Badger was asking me if he was homophobic, and it's hard to answer.
Kind
I
of.
couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. I mean, there's moments where I thought he was, and then there was moments where he was telling Henry to do fellatio on him, and I'm like, what the hell? So I couldn't tell.
He was just
Trying to explain how he felt about homosexuals is complicated. Like I would say, yeah, I was gonna say maybe it was partly the nature of the business he was in, because he dealt with a lot of people and a lot of them were homosexual, and he got burned by some of those customers, and so he just made this pejorative lumping and like, well, I can't stand fags because of the business I'm in. Like, it could have been that simple for him to like form that viewpoint, but then like a week later he would be like, well, what are you worried about gay people for? They're not trying to harm you or anything, just let them live. And so he just had the absolute duality of being able to say, it's like having your cake and eating it too with him, I think, is the
right. Yeah, good job.
So much sense, because that's exactly what the conversations are always like, because I would hear the things that he said and then how he acted. It was just like, it was like South Park, for real.
He's like, you can do you, but I'm going to talk shit after you do.
yeah, exactly.
I appreciate it. It was very inclusive.
One time, was there something wrong with the door or something, and you were going to the bathroom, and he walked in on you, and you're like, Dad, I'm using the bathroom, and he made a comment about you going to the bathroom, and then later on gave you a compliment about going to the bathroom, and I was just like,
We did a lot of poo pee pee talk. I don't know. Dad's a really smart guy. He was a poet laureate for sure, but not about the fart jokes at all. Actually, I have his book. He wrote a book, and 85% of it's about farting.
I was going to say, I read like a page of him dying.
He wrote some weird immature sonnet in there. I don't remember all the stories in that book because they're fucking ridiculous, but
What, your dad's Canterbury Tales?
he basically, yeah, he had like a notebook from high school that he kept for years, and he just wrote different poems, stories in it. I think, what did he used to sign himself as? Officer of the British Empire. And I was like, what the fuck is OBE? And he goes, Officer of the British Empire. He kind of looked at me like, what, are you stupid?
I was like, ODP, right? ODP. No, yeah, he did a RCMP too, which is Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Of course it is. Oh, God.
So what emotions come up when love and loss meet at the same moment?
What emotions come? Love and loss at the same moment.
Yeah, when they meet at the same moment.
Wow, that's almost hard to answer for him. Every one of them.
You mean like what were his thoughts on it?
No, for just in general, what for you? What emotions comes up when love and loss meet in the same moment?
I feel like I'm more emotionally vacant sometimes. We were like joking at the end about him getting reincarnated, and so Annette asked what would he come back as, and I immediately said tapeworm.
Oh my God!
Because I thought about the most stubborn organism I could think of, and a tapeworm came to mind. I was like, he makes perfect.
Yeah.
That was so accurate, though. That's an accurate statement.
Couldn't think of anything else at the time, or like a honey badger, because they're kind of relentless and they really don't give up.
Right. You asked Joey, how many instruments? How many
have been in the concert or in like that he built that professionally have been used?
Well,
Professionally,
probably-
that's a hard number to guess on because the ones he sold have probably been used in performances that I've never like seen.
Yeah, we can't count that. I'll tell you, Dad, at all times during our lives, had 2 or 3 ready playable concert instruments. This Italian behind me
Yeah,
was
that's the most frequently used one.
I don't remember. I'll have to ask. Once again,
One of the ones that
Oh,
drove
wow.
me nuts, French double performances. Anytime I had to help him load the French double up, we would just argue and bicker trying to load that instrument into the van.
oh yeah, cussing practice.
Oh yeah. We would just start calling each other. She's on Google looking up one of his instruments. I don't even recognize that instrument.
He's in
Yeah.
he's in a consignment shop in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I'm digging around today too. I mean, there's this, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see this. It's just page. I don't understand how cameras work. Okay. Page after page after page after page of like finished instruments. Just crazy.
Yeah, tons of them.
Tons of them. Here's my, and I'll try to show you this one. This is the one he built that was an upright. Joe, you remember this one?
Oh yeah. It used to sit in that little partition room he made for the barn.
Wow.
Yep. That was upright, but inside of it, it had a whole landscape with trees, like HO scale trees and whatnot. He built hundreds. I don't know. I don't remember. He got really sick, and it was starting to get really hard to ask him. I
don't even think he logically kept track of how many instruments he made after a while. He had a rough number, kind of, but there was a lot of unfinished instruments as well.
There is. He kept finding them.
I was gonna say, hell, we found out. Wasn't French double? It was double.
It was a German double.
Yeah, we found a German double. He didn't even remember building.
Yeah, exactly. There was a point I was trying to encourage him to finish something for a customer because they were getting kind of impatient with him. He hadn't finished it yet. And so I go into the barn and instead of working on the instrument, I go back there. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, well, I'm clamping this lute body together. I'm trying to get it ready. I'm like, for what? I was like,
Was it in Mexico?
no, not even that one. It was another instrument. But I was like, you're literally working on some random project instead of the instrument you're supposed to be working on. That's how ADHD he was about everything.
Yeah, Dad, he'd get bored and build a lute. I'm not shitting you. I have the lute.
That's crazy.
Yeah, some of those instruments, they weren't for sales or anything. They were just for the satisfaction of building them after a while.
He was something else.
Is that the gourd?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that house, the barn was littered with gourds too that he was planning on using for stuff.
We got some frets. There it is. So yeah, I don't know, cause I kept finding them. I kept finding instruments. Don't listen to me. What else, Joey? Oh my God, living with Dad was
a certain piece of wood. Remember, he was searching for a certain piece of wood one time, and he couldn't find that certain piece of wood. And he was so pissed. He was throwing things around, trying to find a certain piece of wood. And he kept saying, "What's wrong with you? Why ain't you? What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "What's wrong with you?" But he was like, telling you that he could not find a certain piece of wood that he supposedly had to have.
I've never seen such anger.
I got home from work. One time and I just bought myself some tall boys and I came in the house and he was in the barn working on something. I was gonna come in and say hi to him and I just hear "motherfucker" from the barn. And so I just sequestered myself to the one room and just started playing video games. Never told him I was home. Didn't tell him shit. He had no idea I'd gotten back. And I just sat in the room and he comes out. He's like, when did you get home? I'm like, it's like an hour and a half ago. He's like, what's the problem? I'm like, I wasn't talking to you. Fucking you're going off half-cocked in the back room. I just left you alone. He was like, you could have came back and said hi.
I did that a lot.
Oh, yeah. I just ignored him and just let him deal with it.
What the problem was, and it was always something minuscule, like, oh, I dropped this nail or something like that. I'm like, oh my God, really?
I've told people that as far as dealing with my family goes, I'm pretty passive normally. And I said, you don't want to mess with my dad or my brother. They're way more assertive and aggressive than I am.
Adjective.
It was like a boy band, and I was the nice one, the sweet one, I think is how they refer to it.
Yeah.
And Dad was the bad boy all the time. That's what you said about him and his siblings, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. They were in sync. Sure.
I was gonna say, yeah, Justin Timberlake and then Lance Bass, and yeah.
I don't remember what Dad was in your boy band analogy. All I remember is Dennis was the bad boy.
Your dad was Nick.
Dad was always, I don't know, it didn't matter. Do you know Dad's the first one of his siblings to pass?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, actually he is.
Wow.
I didn't think about that. And that's
So-
And he didn't
So-
smoke, drink like that, or nothing, right?
the only time he drank heavily was if like we asked him to have a drink.
How'd you put it, Joe? Most sons have their first beer with their dad. Your dad had his first beer with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I said that the other day. I was like, he had his first beer with us, basically, because he just wasn't a party person.
No, I brought the party to him a lot of the times, and he would hang out with my friends and get kind of twisted sometimes. But he was a social drinker. I had no clue how he drank. He would leave beers, and I would drink them. I would suck them down, and like.
Well, that was the
how did
thing. He would buy himself something and just not have it for a long time. It was a novelty for him. Like he'd buy a bottle of Tequila Rose and it'd last him a month. Yeah, it was like like literally the lightest alcohol ever, and he just made it last month. Just put it in the freezer, and he's like, "Oh, have a drink today."
Hey, he likes when he lives.
Oh yeah.
So,
No.
Moon Artist, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When people say, "I'm sorry for your loss," what do you have to say to that?
I'm genuinely appreciative. If I had to really get down to brass tacks and be honest, I don't like it when people pray for me, but I also understand why they do it.
But for this being a loss, it wasn't really a loss, was it?
Like I said earlier, it was. I think the law. I feel the world lost something. I also think it's a two-way street that they could have embraced it more and brought him out and had him do talks and stuff. Maybe he was a little bit of a prick sometimes, but
When he
maybe that
needed to
alienated
be,
people, I don't know, but
when he needed to be professional, he was perfect.
he was
went to-
really professional.
Like I said, we went to Mary Grove College and he did a lecture on music for an audience, and they asked him where his lesson plan was, if he wrote anything down, any notes to prepare for himself. He said no. He just brought some instruments and spent the next hour on stage talking, didn't run out of material. So his professionalism was peak performance. He was just a smart ass all the time, and he kind of couldn't help himself unless, he had to, and then he was great.
But it's a loss. I mean, that's a loss to me in a world that's trying to become the scripted idiocracy all the time. We need as much really good information and historical knowledge of music and the foundations of music that we know today, that we know and love today. That's really important. And it's a lot of information got lost with him, and that is a big damn shame. And I miss him terribly, but that is actually bigger to me and weighs heavier on my heart.
Now,
His
how do you
contribution.
feel about transitioning now that you witnessed that? Is your thoughts changed, or are they solidified, or?
Well, I still just took it back.
Say what?
What? No, I can't help myself.
Were you asking me?
He would have loved that. You transitioning. By transitioning, you mean dying. What are my thoughts on dying? What are my thoughts on dying? We spend too much time thinking about it instead of living. It's a part of life. And if you do it was a profound experience. Sad, but profound.
Well, I went to work today for the first time since the leave of absence, and they told me sorry at work, and I was appreciative of it, as Henry said.
Yeah.
I guess the gesture just sort of feels empty after the time. And they didn't really know Dad. My two coworkers didn't say anything about it, which was kind of the perfect response. They knew about it, and they just decided they thought that the more safe approach was to just talk to me as if nothing happened, which I kind of appreciated. I also appreciated the sympathy as well. My one boss came up and gave me a hug. And so the way I'm moving forward with is how Dad would probably want, is to just keep proceeding.
Yep.
Was it what you thought, though? Was it what you thought? Was the moment what you thought it would be? If you had an idea of how it would be?
With his passing?
Yes.
It's hard to tell how he would feel about it. The way I felt about it was extremely emotional for a while, and then once he wasn't in pain anymore, I felt better about it because he'd been suffering for the past few years. So as much as it hurt, I'm kind of happy for him because he doesn't have to feel that way anymore.
How about you?
I kept saying he's not trapped in his meat suit anymore.
Yeah.
Because that body, for the entire time I've known him, he was just stuck in it. It was not working with him anymore. And he was over that body. I'll tell you what, he needed a 30-year-old body again.
And his hands went, and he couldn't play. He lost all the musculature in his hands. And he talked over and over again about how the Emerson, Lake and Palmer, the guy from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, had checked out because he couldn't play anymore. And Dad didn't do that, but he did give up. I believe in really slow turning the game off, that people do this a lot. And my dad was absolutely tired of things the way they were. I don't think he could have vocalized that very easily, but it crushed him. That was a big fall, the windfall.
He had a 20-year-old's ambitions and a 68-year-old's body.
And no organizational skills.
No, not even the least bit.
But, I'm processing it.
Was he always that way? Was he always unorganized?
Yeah.
Joe?
Okay.
Yeah, it got worse.
We used to clean up and things like that, but there was so much stuff in that house, so many tools, so many instruments. It was hard to organize it. He was chaotic.
He lost the shop. When he had the big ass shop, I remember it being far better organized. Marriage and my mom's drinking and our mom's drinking and stuff, and him having to come home to take care of us because he couldn't leave us alone with Mom. Actually, that was something else that really contributed to his downfall. How did I forget that? Our mom. I think she shaved a decade off of his life at the least.
That was why I think Taz mentioned that he wasn't taking the best care of himself, which is true. But I was sitting there, and I wish I would have said it, and it was like stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was under a lot of stress, and that did not help him at all. But he also took care of us every single morning, raised us basically independently.
He was a good dad. Those nights where Mom was trying to crawl in the rooms and assault us, and we just either huddle together or crawl out the window, those were exciting.
And even deep down, even deep down, mom was good. She was just under the control of her own substances and devices.
So
Yeah.
there's a different meaning between I brought you into this world by both your mother and your father.
Yeah, that's why I came up with the title. It wasn't
One
AI.
was I will take you out, and the other one was, well, since I brought you here.
Yeah, mom used to jump. Mom emulated Joan Crawford. Her favorite movie. Well, yeah, Joan Crawford. Right? Yeah, Mommy Dearest. Yeah, she loved it, and she's like, I'll bring you into this world, and I'll take you out. And I always got that from mom. I brought you into this world, and I'll take you out. But it was dad wasn't like that. Dad always came from love. We're always laughing. He'd always just make sure his kids are fed, taken care of, and happy, and learning. And I thought, we all gathered around the bed, and Dad left this world with his sons. And where the fuck I am, I don't know. Doesn't matter. I was there, and that's a rare opportunity. I think. I didn't want Dad to die alone. I really didn't want Dad to die alone, and I wanted him to die at home. To be honest with you, though he did, and it's.
For me, there's something so beautiful is that he got to talk with siblings beforehand too, and like that moment of kind of saying goodbye to everybody before he did.
Yeah, it's sad. I'm processing it pretty well, except for sometimes when I'm alone and I'm curled up on the floor with his hairbrush, smelling it. Yeah, I've been doing that, but that's natural. If you guys are going through grief and you find yourself saving weird things and like shit like that, it's probably normal.
So
and as Brian, you guys talk about. Thank you, Brian. Thanks for joining.
I have one more question before we end up wrapping this up for this time, and I appreciate both you guys coming on and sharing and shedding a little light on this and letting people know that this is not the last that we will hear of Tom Schwul. I promise you. So, and what does it mean to honor their life while still choosing to live your own?
Whether you like to admit it or not, we carry a lot of traits from our parents. We learn from them. We learn our core lessons and values a lot of the time from them. And sometimes they're not super good, but they show you guitar or something. Even when they're terrible, I'm not saying not some parents are just sperm donors. I'll just say it right there. It happens. But even my mom at her worst, she showed good things. And Dad was damn it. I got thrown by the comment. You guys too.
I apologize.
One more time, say it again, just so I can finish it up and make sure I got it. What honor their legacy? Oh, we're shaped by our parents. So we are shaped by our parents, and if they're worth anything salt, and you carry those things over from them, it's good to push that forward and embrace it and roll with it. Shit, I sound like my dad sometimes. That's okay. I love him and I miss him. And sometimes he's a world. Sometimes, what's that?
You sound like him, and Joey looks like him.
I know. Sometimes your parents are world-renowned harpsichord builders, and it's up to you to preserve their legacy, and not only the legacy of that, but carry the future of music by preserving the past. And I think that's damned important. I'll finish it with that, and I'm going to.
And your mom was equally intelligent. She was equally intelligent in her own right.
Maybe more sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Joey, what does it mean to you to honor their life while you're still choosing to live yours?
I make fun of both of them. They were easy to make fun of, but while being so flawed as individuals, they were so wonderful and intelligent that if they weren't worth mentioning, I guess I wouldn't be talking about them.
Basically. And the like, it's not even funny. Like the irony of it all is that you both are very equally intelligent because they were equally intelligent.
I suppose. I don't know if I'm intelligent.
Joey says
So
random,
humble.
very, really smart, random shit sometimes in awkward situations that you wouldn't think he would say it in, and you just know a lot of useless, useful stuff. Moon Tortoise.
Yep, opossums are the only marsupial in North America.
See, you just know some things. I don't know some things, and you just know some things. And Joey will come up with things from like 1954 in the world, da 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 da, and
Joey plays dumb on TV. I will say before we go that SGF, I kept trying to get SGF to rally in and talk to him. We kept talking, and I love you for showing up, SGF. Thank you for listening to our insane stories and rambling about that. I appreciate the hell out of you.
Did you see his quote? This is his positive thing.
Oh, yeah. My positive quote is love life, make memories, and be thankful. Nothing but love for everybody. Thank you, SGF, man. We love you, bro.
So I'm gonna wrap this up, and then we're gonna end it with something positive. So we hope tonight's conversation helped you see that love doesn't end in transfer. It transforms. It transforms. Oh my goodness. Love doesn't end, it transforms. That letting go isn't forgetting. It's learning how to carry someone in a different way. Thank you for tuning in to the People's Podcast. And once again, a special thank you to our sponsor, Shimmerwood CBD Seltzers. Keep the calm in every storm. Remember, use our promo code, The People, get 30% off your order. Until next time, keep listening, keep feeling, and keep finding peace in the stories that shape us all. And I want to give a special thanks to Moon Tortoise and Energy Hamster. I love you both so much, and your family's my family. And I don't remember Boo Bear's other name. And it's nice meeting you, sweetheart.
Good seeing you guys.
And I just want to say that I appreciate you guys, and it was very interesting, and I'm grateful to get to meet your dad for the couple years that I did know him.
Me too.
We could go on and on about how funny stories about watch what you sell to the mob and many other things.
Oh, so yeah. Dad's responsible for some cement shoes, I'm sure.
Give me something positive about.
I'll tell you something positive. Yeah. This is going to be impossible. But if you're spending time with loved ones and it's the end of their life or getting there, you're thinking it might be, try to embrace the good and bad things. Try to enjoy it, because it's weird. This thing clicks in your head and you miss it, and the things that used to piss you off almost give you serotonin. So really spend that time with them if they're worth it. I mean, don't kill yourself. There's a whole nother podcast. Spend time with your loved ones.
Yes. Energy Hamster, I need to have something positive about this from you.
Well, if somebody in your life is that annoying to you and you complain about them that much, that means you clearly care about them a lot. And even that's a positive. I hope that's not too simple.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Boo Bear, something positive about the situation and what you experienced and how you feel.
Just try and carry something you learn from the person that passed with you. Try and share it with the world. Let their legacy live on. That's really all I got for it.
So positive as heck.
Liz, is your name Liz?
Yeah.
This is Liz. Liz is the same.
Give me something positive about what you've witnessed and a message to pass on.
Honestly, his legacy
knowing that he brought such beautiful things into the world that bring such joy to people. And not many can say that. He has a beautiful legacy that will continue to touch people, and it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my positive thing is no matter if they call 50 million times, repeating themselves, saying the same thing over and over, expecting you to say something different, answer the phone. Do that. That's the least you could do is answer the phone, because you're going to miss that 50 times them calling and their name popping up. So everybody hug the ones you love and love the ones that gave you life, because they brought you into this world. May your night be full of positive energy and high vibrations. Peace and love, everyone. I love you all, fam.
I love you guys. Love you, Moon Tortoise. Love you, Energy Master. Love you, Liz.
Love you too.
And Universe Badger. Which I think you meant. Yeah. Moon Tortoise, I love you too.
Really helped me.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage, all got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is, where the heart's uncovered, where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. When I'm trying to kill you, but with faith you recover. Yeah. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goals regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.